Hello, hello, hey, sweet people. Welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. Before we get started, just a quick word from our sponsors, Cambly. So I imagine that you are spending a lot of time at home right now, which is very boring. It's not fun. It's a difficult time for everyone, but you can make this time a little bit better by improving your English and by talking and making connections with native speakers. And the
Sim,
best way we know how to do that is with Cambly. Take it
sim.
away, Alexia.
Então vocês já sabem. Vamos lá, Cambly.com, aplicativo do Cambly, vai lá em menu, depois de criar seu perfil, claro, em menu, minutos grátis e coloca Inglês no Cru Podcast. Desse jeito, você vai ganhar sua aula de graça, você vai ficar muito feliz, extremamente motivado e sabendo exatamente no que precisa melhorar. Então é isso, né, Foster? Acho que a gente falou tudo.
Yeah, go to Cambly, speak to native speakers, and let's get on with the show.
Oi, fala aí pessoal, bom dia. Você está escutando o Inglês no Rádio. I am your host, Foster Hodge. This is your daily dose of English.
Hey, Alexia, how are you? What's happening?
Hi, are you feeling better?
I am getting there.
Almost there.
That's a good phrasal verb. I'm getting there. Tô
Mhm.
chegando lá.
Yeah.
But still like 60%.
Yeah, you had to get there because we are going to Portugal.
Yes, very, very soon. Big news coming from Inglês no Cru soon. Soon. But today, we're continuing with Americans being weird. Yesterday, we talked about drinking in the U.S. Today, we're going to talk about eating, specifically eating in restaurants and the strange eating habits of Americans.
Yeah.
You ready to do it?
I am.
Okay, where do you want to start?
I want to start with the credit cards.
This is a good and extremely relevant topic to me this week.
Yeah, so here in the United States, every single person has credit cards because it's a common sense. They don't use money for almost anything.
Yeah.
It
so
just
a quick note. There is a huge portion of the population in the U.S. that does not have access to credit, but much, much more common than in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people use credit cards.
Yeah. So when you are going to pay a check inside of a restaurant in Brazil, you always ask for traz a maquininha.
Yep.
Right?
The little machine.
Yeah, it's against the law that they go with your credit card without you being by their side seeing what they are doing because of clones.
Yeah, we say the same thing in English. We say if someone clones your credit card or credit card cloning.
Yeah, credit card cloning, which happened with you already.
Happened to me 3 times in Brazil.
Yeah. Or if they put the wrong amount of money, everything like this. So here in the United States, it's the opposite.
Yeah. So in the U.S., normally when you ask for the check or the bill, what will happen is the waiter gives you the check, then you just give them the credit card, and then they disappear back in the kitchen in the back of the restaurant for like 10 minutes, and then they come back and you leave them a tip, sign the check or whatever, and leave.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And this is very weird, but I think that this should be the way that it was supposed to be in Brazil as well. So people are not that bad here as they are in Brazil.
What do you mean?
Like to clone, to just bad stuff with your credit card, anything like that.
Yeah. Honestly,
of course, there are cases, but it's not that common.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think it has anything to do with morality or the ethics of the Brazilian or American people. It's simply our financial system is much more advanced and complex. So if a waiter at a restaurant is or just charges a lot more money than they should, and then you see on your credit card bill, hey, I thought I spent $40 at the restaurant and they charged me $150. It will be very easy to call that restaurant and say, okay, this was the person, this is the waiter, that person loses their job and probably has some serious like legal trouble.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know. But speaking of that, let's talk about tips.
So, what do you want to talk about? Because we did an entire episode on tipping.
Yeah, here people go big with tips, right?
Most of the time. So, again, we have an episode about tips. It is definitely worth listening to. We will put it in the show notes because I can't remember what episode it is right now. But in general, you want to leave almost 20% at every restaurant.
Yeah.
When I say every restaurant, that really does not mean every restaurant. For example, at a place where people do not serve you, where you don't have a waiter, like a fast food restaurant or something like that, you don't have to leave tips.
What about bars?
Bars?
Like sitting on the bar.
Sitting at the bar.
At the bar.
Yes.
Okay.
Bartenders generally get tipped the best because when there are a lot of people at the bar, you want your drink. If you give the bartender a good tip after the first drink, then they're going to keep coming back to you.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
So speaking of waiters and bartenders, the level of service in the U.S. is way different, and sometimes waiters can be almost overly attentive. What do you think about, what has your experience been with waiters in the U.S.?
I love it.
Okay.
I always feel that I am the only one in that place, so it's always very, very good.
What do you love about it, and what do you think is different than in Brazil?
First of all, things happen. So even though that something happened in the kitchen,
Something
happened.
One day we'll get there.
Oh my God. Okay, so even though if it's something happening in the kitchen that your food is delayed or anything like that, they will come to your table, they will let you know, and they will offer something for free for you just because of that. In Brazil, you had to wave 30 times to get news from the waiter. And, well, in Brazil, São Paulo is not like that much, but in Rio, it's like this.
Yeah. So, obviously, again, as always, we're making huge generalizations.
Yes, of course.
There are shitty waiters in the U.S. There are wonderful waiters in Brazil. So, always just talking about generalities. But something that waiters do that I think is extremely different, like even in São Paulo, where the level of service is a little bit higher, waiters in the U.S. get really personal sometimes.
Yeah.
Like they almost always say like, hey, my name's Samantha. I'll be taking care of you this evening. How are you guys doing? And you kind of chit chat.
Who is Samantha?
I was just trying to think of
I
a
already
name.
know that there is a Fernanda that you like in the Mexican place. Now, who is Samantha?
There is no Fernanda I like at the Mexican. I have like 6 students named Fernanda that listen to the show, so they're
No,
going
but
to think
I like all
that's very weird.
Fernandas. No problem at all. And I like Fernanda from Mexican.
Okay. Might have to cut that part. Anyway, it would be very strange for you, right? If you go to a restaurant in Brazil and the guy is like, oi pessoal, o meu nome é João, vou cuidar de vocês.
No, there is no strangeness about anything in this.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember very few times in Brazil.
In good restaurants, they do that.
Maybe like a very fancy restaurant.
In a bar that you always go, you already know their names.
Yeah, of course.
Because they are your friends.
Different story.
Yeah.
Different story.
But I don't think it's weird at all, honestly. I think it's okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Going to talk a little bit about food.
Fry food.
So in the U.S., especially in the South, we love to fry everything.
Yeah. So last week, I had fried scallops. So good.
Yeah.
I think it was the best scallops ever.
Yeah. So last week, As we talked about, we were in Myrtle Beach, which is a very tourist city in South Carolina, and it's almost impossible to find anything that's not fried. Not a good place for vegetarians or people that have any sort of cholesterol problem.
Not healthy food, but really good food.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah. I think sometimes we call it soul food.
Well, I loved fried scallops and I loved hush puppies.
Do you want to explain what hush puppies are?
Hush puppies are almost our bolinha de arroz, but it's not with rice, it's with corn.
Exactly.
So it's almost the same thing, but instead of rice, there is corn.
Yeah, and it's a super southern thing. And speaking of fried food, I think another really weird thing with food are the portion size.
That's ridiculous. Seriously, it's outrageous when you order a meal here and you look at the size of that plate, and I get nervous only to think about it.
So in that case, Alexia, I think the perfect phrase would be, I get nervous just thinking about it.
Yeah.
You want to try that?
I get nervous only thinking about it.
I get nervous just thinking about it.
Sorry. I get nervous just thinking about it.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just trying to calm you down a little bit. So Alexia is a small girl. She cannot eat as much as a big American like me.
No, but seriously, it's not healthy at all.
Yeah, portion sizes are ridiculous in most of the U.S.
Yeah, it's not only with food, with drinking as well. Huge Cokes, huge everything. I feel bad every time that I have to go out.
Yeah. So in Texas, I've actually never been to Texas, but there's like a famous saying in Texas that everything is bigger in Texas. For me, it's just kind of like everything is bigger in the U.S. in general.
Yeah.
At least talking about food.
Yeah. Can't wait for dinner tonight.
Speaking of portion sizes, just one last thing. Did you ever see a documentary called Super Size Me?
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
It
documentary.
was a must-see in most of high schools.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We had to watch that like a lot of times during high school. It was very important and very good for us.
Yeah. Eat normal amounts of food, people.
Okay, so do we have any other point?
I think that's it today. Just in general, if you're going to the restaurant, to any restaurant in the U.S., you're probably going to tip. You're probably going to have a super nice, almost kind of getting in your business waiter or waitress.
A quick tip, always ask if they have small plates. That's it.
And you can also split plates. Yeah. Save some money and probably be a little bit healthier.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio aqui do Inglês de Necro Rádio. É muito bom ter você juntinho assim de nós. Faz muito, muito carinho no nosso coração, digamos assim. Então você que está interessado em saber mais sobre os nossos produtos e saber mais sobre a gente, o que a gente oferece para vocês em relação a estudo, a challenge, a curso, vá lá no inglesdenecro.com e você pode ver mais sobre as worksheets, por exemplo.
Yeah. If you want to really improve your English, if you want to learn more about the ways you can do that and just connect with us on a deeper level, go to inglesnocru.com. And as always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.